We are back.
You have to put extra emphasis on that. Back.
Do you want to start your run at 7 minutes and 30 seconds or at 0? It's your call.
Well, to give me the best chance of going underestimate, even though that's impossible, I would say start at 7 minutes 30, if that's all right.
I don't think that's how that works.
Oh.
All right, well.
Yeah, so mistakes were made again with me and estimates. The estimate for this is literally faster than my PB, so yeah, deal with it, I guess.
So here we go. I'm getting a phone call right now, so I'll be back in like 2 seconds.
1. Which one is it?
Dwarves are all packed and ready to go. Who is it?
Didn't work. I don't actually know if I am on stream right now. If I am, hello, hi. Right now I'm literally just trying to force the emulator to break, so that it doesn't break during the run. Because yes, I'm playing this on emulator because.
Oh, you're on emulator?
Yeah.
I don't know if I can support privacy so publicly. Privacy? Piracy. Jesus.
Damn, you don't support privacy.
Future Facebook worker. All right. Are you prepared to start the game?
I am, except I was just explaining to them I'm trying to break the game so that it doesn't break during the run, or break the emulator, I should say. There's an error that pops up right here, and it's not popping up, so it'll just pop up in the run probably, which is whatever. Okay, I'm ready.
All right. Well, I believe your partner is nowhere to be found currently.
Yes, I don't know where Josh is. He's not here, but I can carry this on my own.
I was trying to not out him, but I can talk to you.
He's probably asleep. Do you remember that time he missed a bingo match because he was asleep as well? Man's hit the hay, and he's out.
That's fine.
It is all good.
Hobbit, the prelude to the Lord of the Rings. Are you ready?
Yes, I am.
Count me down.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, go.
I'm going.
Damn, he's gone.
You have left.
So, yeah, this game has long loading screens. Just gonna let that sit. But when the loading screens are done, it's straight fire.
Let's just enjoy this awkwardness right now.
Yeah. So the two main bits of movement here are slash jumping, which is, I mean, it should be fairly obvious. I am gonna immediately cut that explanation short though, because I am doing.
Oh.
Okay. You kind of saw what I was trying to do there, but this is actually a really annoying trick. Luckily, it's literally at the very start. Oh, I got a second try. That's pretty good.
Let's go.
So that was what we call a slope boost. It just means you do a slam attack into a slope, and it launches you upwards. Or in any direction, really, it can do. Up the slope. And I just hit the cutscene without having. Normally you have to kill all the guys, and then it lowers a ladder and you climb up. So that's pretty based.
Nice.
But yeah, the two main bits of movement are slash jumping. Come on, press start. There's a load of pop-ups that keep coming up here. So there's slash jumping, and then there's long jumping, which is, again, I feel like that's fairly obvious. You can only do long jumping with the walking stick, which is what I have out right now. And I'll be doing long jumping anytime I'm going downhill, because every time you do a long jump uphill, Bilbo does like this slide at the end, which is slow. Whereas if you do it downhill, then he doesn't do that. So
that's awesome.
Yes.
That he just doesn't. And
there I just did a long jump followed by a slam to get over an invisible wall. And that's the second level done. So what we're supposed to do there...
What's the structure of the game?
So it's basically... there's just levels, like air... I don't know.
Okay.
you can't skip levels in this. There's no way to skip levels, so you just have to load into each level and get to the end trigger as fast as possible, pretty much. The first 2 levels, we hit the intended end trigger, like, just normally. This next one, we're not going to do that, as you will see. I'm going to
sure
do
I will.
another... Yep. Nice. Pause like a frame too early there. So, you may have noticed actually that meter in the bottom left. That is just for the slam attacks, which I just did there to jump over a death plane. I'm not supposed to be in the water. You would normally drown, but you can get past the death plane. And here's another slope boost. This is a bit of a theme with this game. Nice. First try. And
Oh.
I'm just going to long jump out here into this tree, and the level is going to end.
This
that's
game's
that.
sick.
Yeah. So they just have extra end level triggers just out of bounds in some levels. So if you can get to them, you can just end the level.
Yo.
I don't actually know if that's out of bounds or if it's just unloaded or what. Actually, to be honest, I think it is just an extra one.
I don't mean to brag, but I just got 50 channel points in your chat.
Let's go.
Troll hole? Excuse me?
Yep, and guess what? This level is going to be even shorter. Well, I mean, this is actually one of the hardest slow boosts in the run. But, yeah, okay, I was going to wait and see if I got it first try, but I didn't. This level is even shorter if done optimally, because it's literally spawn in, do a slope boost out of bounds. Which, again, this is, I think it's widely considered the hardest one in the any percent run, is this one. I could be wrong about that.
But this is NMG.
Yeah, NMG stands for no major glitches, which there's some really broken stuff you can do with the menu. Which basically,
Okay.
I think it basically lets you, like... there we go, I got out of bounds over the ponies. And yeah, literally I'm going to long jump into a random spot and then the level ends. But yeah, there's some messed up stuff you can do in menus where you can, like, preserve the state of, like, ending the level and then load
Right.
a future level and then it, like, ends that level too or something. I don't know, I don't remember exactly. So that's all that stuff's banned. But we can still do all this broken stuff. This level is the first level that's not completely broken, really. So I'll have time to explain other stuff here. It's also very difficult, though. And I need to remember to make safety saves here, so otherwise that would suck.
It would indeed.
Because, I guess I haven't actually mentioned, in this game there are no checkpoints. Except when you finish a level, it gives you one at the start of the new level, but other than that, it just doesn't give you checkpoints. So the only way to give yourself a checkpoint is to save, and you can't save anywhere you want. You have to do it at a save pedestal. So basically, this game optimally is incredibly punishing, because any death... Okay, didn't fail that jump. Any death, I'm going to long jump into a cutscene here over the void. Any death basically is like a run over in some of these levels because, yeah, again, you're not saving optimally, so you don't get any good checkpoints optimally. So you just have to do everything pretty much flawlessly.
So, why in God's name did you ever play this game?
Because I saw that some of you guys may have seen the really sick any percent history, mod record history for this game. It's like 2 hours long. It's ridiculous. It's like incredibly in-depth for such an unknown game. And because I played this game when I was a kid, I thought, why not? And it turned out to be pretty fun, so... But I highly recommend you give that video a watch. It's by a guy called M Karma. If you want to look it up, if you haven't already seen it.
Alright, I can just put it on the stream right now and,
Yeah, just fuck it. It's only 2 hours.
I'd like to point out that Overhill and Underhill is, like, a really bad name for a level.
What do you mean? We're in a mountain, or on a mountain, so we're going over a hill. And then now we're going into the mountain, so we're going underhill. It's actually big brain if you think about it.
Yeah, I just love describing what you do in the thing.
Okay, I totally failed. Those are my favorite enemies because the noise they make is hilarious, but we're not going to see very much of them.
Canonical location? See, yeah, a lot of people might not know, but there is this small indie film called A Lord of Rings.
Oh.
And
Okay. let's just chill.
And then there's this like second part to that movie, and it's called Hobbit.
The Hobbit one.
No, I don't think that's true.
Okay, so you know how I just told you that deaths are bad? Well, I just died where I did not expect to die, so we have to do all of that again.
That's fine.
Or I could load a save state, which is a little bit further in the level. Although I think maybe I may have deleted that one. So yeah, that right there is how punishing this game is, and I'm gonna make sure I safety save before that jump next time. Or I might just not do it, but I got a bit unlucky with that. It's not a hard jump at all. There just happens to be a death pit below it.
Right. By the way, I was in chat sheeshing about it, but a while ago we had some fucking gift subs and everything, so I think we reached a hype train. Thank you for everyone who participated in that. I think Trots, Barg, and I do apologize that I forgot who one of them was. There was one more who either subbed or gift subbed.
Might have been Zabang, maybe?
Oh yeah, Zibang subbed. That is true. So thanks to all of you who did that.
Yes, you just get to watch this silky smooth movement, totally. Right here, actually, I didn't explain before, but the reason I went round there is I went round dialogue trigger. You can't, I don't know if you can skip that one he just said, but there's one before that, and the boulders don't start falling from the sky until he finishes talking, so. And we use them to knock down the bridge. You're supposed to fall down there as well. I mean, I guess you kind of aren't, but kind of are at the same time. Right. It's a shame, because I'm actually playing pretty well, other than that one death.
Other than losing like 2 minutes, you're playing really well right now.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm
wrong.
just pulling your leg.
I'm gonna be honest though, I don't actually know where the next like save pedestal is.
Classic.
I mean, I just went past one, but I feel like there might be another one before that jump that I died on last time. So I'm gonna keep going, and if not, I'm just gonna play it safe and not even do that risky jump.
I think
It saves like
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, that jump I died on saves literally like 2 seconds. Oh, there's one right here. There you go.
Yeah, I was gonna say that like one of the funniest speedrunner, I guess, phenomenons is when people play, they kind of learn to run because they get inspired by like someone else or whatever reason of a game that they haven't really played casually. And like they might play it casually once or something before, sometimes they don't. So then, especially if they just learn the route, they have like no idea what to do or where to go if something goes wrong, or like where backup stuff is. It's a classic. As you said, that you just like to know where the next save pedestal would even be.
Yeah, I know where like a fair few of them are. It's just like I don't save in runs anymore, and even when I did, I didn't save there. So like, that's why I have no idea.
I mean,
actually, I'm immediately going to turn around and save again because this is scuffed.
alright.
This is one of the ones I was supposed to make.
Considering the fair bit of hours I've put into a game that shall not be named, there's still things that I like found out like last year. I was like, oh my god, like you can just jump to this spot. I didn't know this exists.
Right, so this jump is not hard except for... Okay, we didn't get it. Oh god. No, we got the jump, but there's a glitch called long jump glitch,
Ooh.
which is probably the worst thing about this game. It's not that bad though, really, you can deal with it. But basically, it's almost random, but whenever you do a long jump, the game can just get rid of all your momentum at the end of the animation, which just means you end up plummeting to your death. And that is why I saved, because that jump is actually fairly precise, and I also got long jump glitch, so I'm glad I made that save.
Yeah, that was a smart move.
Alright, let's... Okay. What's gonna blame that on lag? That's my next excuse.
No, you can blame it on the game.
Yes.
No. See, I realized quickly that makes no sense. England is playing right now in the round of 16. That's the game that
There
I
we go.
meant.
So that jump is actually like deceptively difficult.
I mean, considering you were like right on the edge and only got a ledge grab, it kind of, it's
Yes.
obvious. That is probably quite precise. Oh, this is still the same level, goddamn.
Yep. This is one of the longest splits in the run because again, like the other ones, we just like get to a end level trigger really quickly by going out of bounds. This one, that's not a thing. Here, I'm gonna skip a fight though, like a boss fight or something. I don't even know. Okay. I was trying to slope boost up to Thorin, but I can also do this. It's not actually very easy to do this. The slope boost is a bit easier. There you go. So there's actually an invisible wall there. But if you talk to an NPC, or I guess specifically if you talk to him, actually, he like pulls you through. He like puts you on the ground next to him, so you don't have to. Normally, you're supposed to run around the mountain, around the cliff, and do this big fight or something. I don't know.
Yo, this looks like Realm of Darkness from Kingdom Hearts.
I don't know what that is, but yeah,
Just believe me on that.
I will. So this level actually has some. It has some of the some. Okay, let me start that again. It has a strat, which is one of the few strats in this run that I didn't know before I like started derusting this. And if I cannot die, holy shit. Something else I haven't actually mentioned is that pretty much everything in this run one-shots me or does a lot of damage because you may notice my health bubbles in the top left. I have 3 of them. You're supposed to, you see these things I'm picking up, they're courage points. When I fill the meter in the top left, it gives me a new health bubble. But because I'm skipping like all of them, because, you know, we didn't even play like half the levels so far. Give me the sword, please. My health is still at 3 bubbles, and it will pretty much stay that way the entire run. So once we get towards the end of the game, everything one-shots you, pretty much, which makes it quite difficult.
So, you're playing this on Dolphin, correct?
Yes.
Which would be a GameCube emulator.
Yes.
And
Hang
a Wii
on, one
emulator.
sec. Let's just, right.
I'm hanging.
Right here, a cycle just started, and I'm gonna try.
Well, that was pretty cool.
Okay. Yes, that was actually a lot harder than it looks. Okay, I should be good. That was all hard, but fortunately, that's the new trick that I really wanted to get, but we're not done yet. You may wonder why I'm coming over here. Well, it's actually because there's an invisible minecart here, and I have to slash 5 times, and then switch the tracks and keep slashing, because there are actually invisible minecarts also on the track, and if they hit me, they kill me. There's one in front, actually, and it wasn't invisible, so I just lied, but... like I think somehow slashing like slows you down or something, so that's why I had to do like a specific number of slashes. But the cool thing about that is I only had to do 5 slashes because of the time I reached the invisible minecart. Depending on when you get there, you have to alter how many slashes that you do. The only reason I knew I had to do 5 is because I know, like timing wise, that because of the cycle that I do, I pretty much always get there exactly at the same time. So that was the new strat.
Very well done.
Yeah. What?
I said very well done.
Oh right. I thought you said hold on. I was like, what? What do you mean hold on?
Stop the run.
Stop the run. No, but no. The other strat involves that same out of bounds I did. But you then pretty much have to do the full minecart thing, which is not actually that much longer than what I did. But yeah. So I just long jumped out of bounds.
As you do.
Yeah, this entire level is pretty much out of bounds, but it's nowhere near as short as some of the other ones where we're out of bounds a lot. There's like a million boss fights in this level casually, I think. I'm not going to do any of them.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. So I'm in bounds again, and I'm pretty much immediately going to remedy that by going out of bounds again.
Why did you go inside that log a bit ago?
because I just jumped off a vine, and if you jump off a vine into it and you're right next to something, you can just clip into it. And it
Right.
usually like pushes you upwards to the top of it. It's just a tiny like frames of time save.
So is this
So
one of
I'm-
those games that was just like, yo, we should make a video game of this, and then you just hire literally whoever to make one?
Maybe, yeah. So that was another slope boost, and this is a long jump that usually fails, and it didn't. Cool. Now I have to hit a load trigger, which I did, even though that looked very weird. I was just like, camera's like inside Bill's face for a second.
Bill.
So yeah, this is more just like going out of bounds, hitting certain triggers, avoiding literally everything about this game. And it's going to be the same story as before if I can get this last slope boost, which I didn't. We'll get the old backup though. Which I should just do the backup. I'm just better at it. And we are just going to come over here to a completely random point. Because, you know, there's no way you can tell there's an end level trigger here, but I missed it. That really would have landed better if I didn't miss it. There we go. There's a cutscene, and bang, level's over. So yeah, a lot of the levels in this game are just about getting to a end level trigger that's just out of bounds somewhere.
Right.
That one you have to traverse through a lot of the level, but we just don't do anything. We just go out of bounds the whole time. Now this is a long level. It's a stealth level. In the end of Riddles in the Dark, which is not the last level, but the one before, we got the ring. If you know anything about Lord of the Rings, then yes, it's the ring. Hooray.
The ring from the title of
Yes.
the movie. Let's fucking.
Yes. Well, it's Lord of the Rings, plural, but I'll let you off. Okay, I actually just got caught, so we have to re-watch that cutscene. Except I'm going to skip it, but... You know, I've actually not been caught there since I started derusting this, so that's kind of embarrassing.
You could have just not told anyone that. You could say anything about this game.
I could have said that was a really hard jump,
Yeah.
and everybody would have believed me.
Exactly. You could
There you
say every slope boost is frame perfect, and we'd all think you're a god.
That is true. So yeah, because unfortunately when you have the ring on, you can't do any like movement tech. I'm going to be out of the ring as much as I can, which also makes it quite risky.
I wonder what this is.
Because obviously I can be caught if I don't have the ring on. But these guards are dumb and they're looking the other way, so I can take it off to fit in a long jump. I'm probably going to cut out a few long jumps just to be a bit safer and keep the ring on a bit longer in some cases. Because obviously, again, no checkpoints. If I fail at all in this entire level, by the way, except I'm going to make a safety save at some point in the middle.
Yeah.
But if I didn't, if I failed, if I ever got caught or died in this entire level, literally the entire, like right back to the beginning. It's absurd.
Was that a puzzle, or is this like meant
Yes,
to be?
so you may have noticed I grabbed 2 crystals, and there are 3 boxes. The first 2 we have, the middle and the right one, we have to lower the pedestal things with the crystals in order to fit these cubes on them. But the last one, you don't have to, as you'll notice in a second.
I believe we have the aforementioned creator of the video in chat.
Let's go. I did mention in the Hobbit Discord that I was doing this run now, so there you go. So you just have to put the last block vaguely close, and it works. I probably should have saved there, but it's too late now. There's no way I could possibly go back and save retroactively.
I mean, when you started that sentence, it wasn't too late, but
Yeah,
getting
well, that's
later
the thing.
by the moment.
So there's quite a lot of these in-level loading screens, unfortunately, in this game, but it is what it is.
Is it timed loadless?
Yes, all loads are removed in speedruns of this game, unfortunately.
So on console, would you play, or is it optimally played on GameCube, Xbox, or PS2?
GameCube, optimally, I believe. There's also actually a PC port of this game, but it's actually quite a bit different to the game.
Right.
I mean, it's the same game, but like it's surprisingly different from just the port. Like you can't move the camera independently of Bilbo in the PC port. Like it's always behind him, which is a bit weird. So I'm gonna put the ring on there because sometimes when you come out of that cutscene, you can walk into that room and get spotted. Which again, in case that wasn't obvious yet, that's not a good thing. Oh god, Jesus Christ, he was right there. If I touch anybody, by the way, they also spot you, so don't do that. I'm gonna jump around this guy because he's dumb. Right.
Yeah, so don't
And
touch people who don't know you're there.
yes, and now I'm gonna save. I probably don't need to save now, but I'm going to anyway. So if I die now, I'll get spotted. We don't have to do any of that again. Okay, that save took longer than they normally do. I was a bit worried. So the whole point of this level basically is to free the dwarves, and pretty much all we have to do is find these 4 crystals throughout the entire level. And then get into the cell with like the head of the dwarves, and then that's like it. But for some reason, like the crystals to like unlock their cells are just like spread around. There's like one in this cave, which doesn't make any sense. There's one outside the cave as well. This one here. So that's the first crystal, deep cellar key. Okay, no, I think the keys open the deep cellar. I mean, the name would suggest that, but I have no idea what the deep cellar is. So we're just gonna. There's spiders in this game, by the way. And they're gone. Also, that torch to my left can kill you.
Me?
Yeah, you specifically. For some reason, they coded that torch to deal damage, and it deals enough that when you're on this low health, it can kill you. Actually, you might need to be on maybe like 2 health or something, but it's actually stupid. I've lost runs to that torch, even though it's just like it's supposed to be aesthetic. It's actually lethal. So I probably should have started earlier, setting up this next glitch. I mean, we haven't seen a whole lot of glitches in this level, but now we're going to see the first example of the most game-breaking one in this game, probably. Which is called clip warping. So I'm going to set my safe position here. In this game, if you're on the ground for, I think it's like 2 seconds, the game sets a safe position, and if you ever get stuck, it will warp you back there, which is not too dissimilar to other games.
Yeah,
but what we can do here is I'm going to get stuck if I can. I keep running up this wall, which is not what I'm trying to do. Okay. Gonna have to jump for a bit. That's why I'm jumping, so that my safe position doesn't get reset. It's incredibly easy, though. Like, literally, it's like 2 seconds you have to be on the ground for.
As opposed to, like, 3 frames, let's say.
Yeah, in Jack or whatever. Okay. There we go. But what I did is I set my clip warp in a position behind a load trigger. So when we went into that barrel room, we deloaded this room, and I've just clip warped through the trigger. It didn't activate because I just effectively teleported. So this room is now unloaded, and I can now dive down, grab this cellar key from way below. And I think that's the 4th one. I think I neglected to mention when we grabbed one of them, but then we just run into this cell, which again we're not supposed to be able to just get into like that. And that's the whole level. That guy's also supposed to be asleep if we did this level intended, but he's not. So that's cool. So I hope that made sense. Clip warping. You set a safe position.
Well, didn't we kind of see that in Sly 1?
Yeah, yeah, it is. It's actually quite similar, except in Sly, you get launched back towards your safe position. In this game, you just get teleported, and you don't go through triggers. So, yeah, it's quite useful. And in fact, I'm gonna use it in this. Okay, I just remembered I forgot to make splits, but we should be fine, hopefully. This is like the one place in the run where I kind of need a split, but stop talking to me. Stupid fuck. Right. I don't want to talk to any of these people. Sorry. So we're going to be doing immediately, we're going to be doing some more clip warping.
Apologize to that old man right now.
That was a dwarf actually, but whatever. So I'm going to set my position here on the other side of that bridge. And then we're going to go and activate a quest, which involves us like stealthing, like trailing this thief back to that warehouse. Something to mention is that your safe position also gets updated during cutscenes. So that cutscene put me on the ground, so I had to skip it fast enough. to where it didn't update. And same with me skipping these cutscenes. So I'm also I'm gonna wait here, just so I can use my timer. I think that was 27:15. Can you remember that,
Yes.
please? Right. So I'm gonna wait here, and because I set my clip warp position, I'm gonna get stuck by jumping off the map in this wall, and bang, we are back here. I'm also gonna not save here, actually. Just realized that's gonna mess up my timing. Okay, I'm just gonna concentrate for a bit here. So I'm out of bounds in case that wasn't painfully obvious. And I just set another clip warp position in the exact spot. So we talked about end level triggers, that you know, extra ones that just exist. Well, there's one outside of this map. Unfortunately, it's underneath the map, below a water plane, that kills you. So what did we do with clip warping before? We used it to unload areas. Well, what we're going to do is we're going to use clip warping to unload the water plane and fall down into the trigger.
I'm excited.
So, what did I say? 27:15?
Yes.
We're looking at something like 37. Although I went to the save pedestal, so I'm going to wait extra time. The reason I'm up here is because I need to not update my save position, and there's a bunch of cutscenes, so I need as much time as I can get. I'm just going to go now. I actually think that was good, which is great. Okay, I honestly think that worked, which I'm super happy about, but we'll see. So literally, what I was doing there is spamming pause to skip cutscenes and spamming jump, so that I hope I did not stay on the ground for long enough to where it updated my clip warp position. And the only way we'll find out is when I try and get stuck in this warehouse. So going in this warehouse unloads that water plane, and we're going to clip warp back out of the warehouse without reloading it back in, and hopefully... Fuck! Okay. There we go. We're doing it again. That's a save state. I really thought that worked, I'm going to be honest. But yeah, now we have to give it another shot.
That's fine.
So that is what happens when you see I like appeared back next to this dude. And that's because during the cutscene with him, I was on the ground for too long. So it reset my safe position back next to him. So yeah, let's try that again.
We shall do exactly that. Not like we just went over your estimate.
Yeah, as I said, we're going to go way over. So that was 30-10. Oh god, the camera freaked out there for some reason. I have to say one thing is this emulator is incredibly laggy, especially when I stream or record. So I really thought I had got it there, so I'm wondering if the lag like made me on the ground for longer than it seemed. Probably doesn't look laggy for you, but it's very laggy for me. Don't know why I'm jumping as well. Right.
Oh, what the fuck?
What?
England are up 2-0.
Let's go.
I'm mad.
Yeah. I mean, you've already seen this, so you don't need... Here, I am actually stood on nothing, but, you know, it is what it is. And again, I'm having to jump to keep my position preserved again. When you're, like, grabbing a rope or something, it doesn't count. It doesn't reset your position. What was it? 30... I think it was 30-10, so if we go at 31-35 or something like that. Okay, again, I feel like that worked, but last time I was fairly confident and it didn't. So...
Right.
Oh, fuck! Okay, well, I literally just ruined it by talking to that stupid fuck. Right, actually, you know what? I'm gonna cheat. There we go.
We're cheating.
So, I'll just explain. All I was supposed to do there is, when I got stuck in the warehouse that previous time, I would warp back outside and I would fall down into the void and the level would end. That's all you missed. You know, go watch a PB for that. And then this, unfortunately, using this save state, I can't show you how I get here unless I have a save. I wonder if I have a save. I don't, unfortunately. But there's not a whole lot to getting here. You just spawn at the start of this level, do some, like, a minute of movement to get here, out of bounds behind this door, and then I'm going to do that into the end level trigger. So yeah, sorry that's, like, didn't make any sense, but I don't want to spend half an hour on that previous trick.
Yeah.
So yeah, all you missed was falling into a void in the level ending, and then the start of Inside Information, which is that level I just skipped. That skip was actually very infamous, but they recently discovered like a really easy setup for it, which is what I just executed. You have to launch yourself off the ledge, go underneath an invisible barrier, and hit the very bottom of the end level trigger. It's actually like pretty hard to do, but with the new setup, it's not too bad. That jump I just made is also quite difficult, but setups make it a bit more reasonable. So this is the second to last level, and okay, we'll do that again. Gathering the Clouds. This is another level that would be really long, if not for skips. Now, in this one, we're not going to hit... in the previous level, I should say, we didn't hit an unintended trigger. We just hit the end trigger really early. Like, really, really early. And we're going to do the same thing here. If I can get on this fucker's head. Okay. There we go. This is obviously not intended, any of this. So I think you're supposed to do loads of puzzles in like different rooms to be able to get up to this floor, but yeah, already up here. And long jumping against these slope surfaces for some reason sends you flying.
Miggle has a point in chat. I would appreciate if you stopped fucking swearing.
No. Next question. So, I mean, you've already seen clip warping now, so you should be familiar with how it works. But yeah, I'm going to stand here, safe position, and it's the same deal as in Barrels Out of Bond, which is the stealth mission from a while ago, where I'm going to unload that room and then get stuck somewhere and clip warp back into the room when it's not loaded. And off to the right there is the final room with the Arkenstone, which is all this level is about. So we're just going to long jump over to it. And you hear him say, the Ark.
The Ark?
So that level could be like easily, in a speedrun, I think doing all the missions in that level is like over 10 minutes. And it's like under 2 minutes. In any percent. This is the last level, and you're going to see, what are you going to see here? Clip warping. What else are you going to see? Maybe a variety of things, actually.
We'll see what we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, I know what's in this level, but I just don't remember until I get there.
I'd hope you do.
No, I don't worry. I remember how to do this level. So here, these archers one-shot you, and there's a lot of them, so I'm using the ring to set up that jump, which is actually a lot harder than it looks, so it's cool that I got that first try. And that's why I'm also going to put the ring on here, just to jump through this crack. So there, I just set my clipboard position again. You'll see why in a second. And here, I'm going to load in a fight, and then I'm going to not actually start it by just dodging the trigger. And a reminder that this entire time I'm jumping to keep my safe position the same. And then I'm going to attempt to grab this ladder, go over to the right and slash, and it will warp me back up here. Because reasons.
Oh. Fantastic.
So basically, I had to go down there to load in the next area, and there is a fight down there, but we didn't want to do it, so we just warped back out again using clip warps. And then a random in-level loading screen there. Man, that really sucks about the a warm welcome skip, which is the one I had to basically cheat my way out of, but is what it is.
You're fine.
Now I'm gonna go cry about it after this run.
Cry about it plus ratio.
So, a lot of this level actually, or the ending of this level, is gonna be all about hitting these blue barrels for some reason. They're just obsessed with them, and we're not gonna do any of them intended. So yeah, there's that one. It's just that done. There's like an elf that you're supposed to meet in a previous level. She's like, fight. Okay, we are doing this entire level again. You know the deal. I've never fallen there, so you know, gonna blame that one on, I don't know, Jesus or something. If God was real, he wouldn't have let that happen.
Jeez, alright.
Yep, we weren't there. Okay. Of course, now that we're doing this again, I'm not going to get that jump first try that I was happy about.
First we have some war political discourse in the chat, and then we're going to religion.
Oh, I did get it immediately. Cool.
The stream is getting off the handle.
Well, that's how it is when I do a run.
Dude, can I stop getting like 4 pixels of a Twitch
So again,
notification
actually, I'll just show
notification?
you. This is what it looks like before. It's all unloaded over there. So I have to come over here and go through a load trigger. You see those enemies in the background, they appear and then they disappear again. And then these enemies spawn in. That's also Corwin, who I think we're supposed to meet at some point, but we didn't. And yeah, it's a fight where if you activate it, Corwin like starts getting beat up by those goblins, and yeah, if he dies, then apparently you die as well. And I believe you don't even have to avoid triggering the start of that fight. If you're quick enough, you can trigger the start of the fight and then just clip warp and get far enough away from him before he dies, and then you'll be fine. But the way I do it's a much safer, if a little bit slower way. Right. Now, hopefully I don't die to the stupid totally nothing jump again. Wow, okay. You may have just seen me slam like suddenly in midair. That was lag. That's what it looks like when
like a quick lag spike.
Yeah.
Shall be excused.
Okay. Okay, I'm mashing B, or what would be B on the GameCube controller. I also just forgot to save, because I forgot the save pedestal was up there, so let's hope we don't fall again, eh? Okay, I was very nervous there, but we're fine. And now there is a save over here.
My
Cool.
stomach's making weird noise. I hope the mic's not picking that up.
Right, we are almost done here. Don't worry, this train wreck is almost over. I'm actually happy with how a good part of this run went, but unfortunately, this game is so brutal that if even a slight bit goes wrong. Also, this is a you're supposed to do like a bunch of shit and get to around the other side of this bridge, but you can just throw a rock and hit the explosive barrel that lowers the bridge and not do that.
Ideally, for like a marathon setting, you just have like some sort of script that's making like save states every 20 seconds, so that.
Yeah. Well, no. Ideally, you just make safety saves everywhere,
Yeah,
but I forgot to
slow.
do them in a few places. I'm gonna admit, like some places I should have safety saved and I didn't. But there are some tricks that you just can't really make any better, like that a warm welcome skip that I unfortunately didn't get. But doing it any other way would be way longer. So, and I don't know how to do it in fact. So it's actually lagging so much I don't want to fall down. So there's a fight that we're also skipping completely. By the way, time's coming up. I should have probably mentioned that.
Nope. Got my finger on the trigger.
It's when I touch this barrel. as always, it's all about touch mouse time.
42:10 according to mine.
Yeah, something like that. So that's like 12 minutes over the estimate I gave. The estimate I gave was a load of bullshit though, because it's better than my PB. So, yeah. Honestly though, I'm not too mad about that run. It's literally just like that one. It was a couple of deaths where I should have made safety saves, and then that one skip that I feel cheated out of, to be honest. Also, this is like the most BS cutscene you'll ever see. It's just like the most ridiculous series of events back to back.
Thing just shot up in the air.
Yeah, and it'll crush that. I mean, I talked over like half of the ridiculous shit, but things just go flying around.
There's an angry bear.
Yep.
Alright, well, GG's on the Hob. J-Hobbs, as some call it.
Yeah, so that's the Hobbit. Not the greatest run, but again, not terrible. Not bad, not terrible. Check out, I have some PBs of this. Check out the, I mentioned the 80% world record history, didn't I? Definitely check that out. It's by M Karma, or if you just search the Hobbit world record history, you'll come across it. It's a really good video. It popped off, even though this game's not known at all, because it was a great video, so give it a watch.
Hell
And
yeah.
yeah, cool. That's me done.
I'll transition over here, and that is me done in terms of the hosting.